Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Tonight I have a commitment, so I won't be able to do my Facebook Live at 7 p.m. So instead, I am recording this for you, and I'm recording a really cool one sheet wonder that I found, and it was developed by Robin Albright. And I've used it a couple of times now on some different sets, and I really like this, and it's a good way to make 5 cards fairly quickly. And it uses 2 sheets of 6x6 paper, 2 squares of 6x6 paper, so you can use any of the smaller designer papers or one of the larger ones as well. But before I get started, I just want to make a plug. My next virtual stamp night is coming up, and that is Wednesday the 27th. We'll be making this fun fold card, which I found. I love, as you know, I love fun folds. And I just thought that this was very pretty. And it folds out like this, and there's quite a bit that you can do with it. So I used the Shining Brightly dies, and I used the Christmas set that has this beautiful paper with the sprigs and the winter holly and all of that. So that is next Wednesday the 27th, and registration will be available tomorrow in my newsletter. And if you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my mailing list, and you'll get my weekly newsletter. So for the month of September, my host code is DDD4M7DT. And if you use that, your name will go into a drawing for the host benefits. And last month, one of my longtime customers, Nancy, got $30 in free stuff. So if you're ready to put an order in and you don't have a demo, then go ahead and your name will go into a drawing for the host benefits. So this beautiful one sheet wonder, let me show you. I have used, like I said, I've been using it for the past couple of days, and I've made a couple of sets of cards with this. And last week when the new catalog went live on the 6th, was that last week or 2 weeks ago? Whenever the new catalog went live on the 6th, there were a couple of new designer papers that went live in the online store. And one was this really pretty Christmas paper, and one side is embossed, and it's very pretty. You've got these presents. It's just generic Christmas paper. You've got the holly leaves. You have candy canes. This pretty Christmas. I love Christmas. I don't know. It's Christmas plaid. I know there's a name for this plaid, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's that. And it's got some ornaments on the other side. It's got this pretty Christmas stripe with some more ornaments, and it's got this pretty tree pattern, and it's very shiny on one side, and then the second side is flat. But you can use that paper. It's a great paper. It's out on the online store, and then there's a second paper that's out on the online store, and I don't know if you may or may not have the translucent floral set. This paper goes with that set, and it is beautiful. I love this paper. So there's this pattern which has the small flowers from the translucent florals, and then it has a medium-sized version, and then there's a sheet of leaves. This is the same size as the flowers that are in the stamp set. Another sheet of leaves, and then actually some larger flowers. And then the back side of this paper is just beautiful colors in a collage type of thing. And so we have Fresh Freesia, Pool Party, Berry Burst, Pretty and Peacock, Lemon Lime Twist, and then Calypso Coral. And that just goes so well. How these cards look once you decide to cut up one of these papers. Okay, so this is the translucent florals. Okay, so these are, and there's a couple of different ways once you cut these papers up that you can put these cards together. So I'm also going to show you that too. Okay, so this is the translucent floral, and then this card is using the Walk in the is it Walk in the Forest? Walk in the Forest with the Polar Bear set. You can see this is the same layout, but just two very, very different cards. And same with this. This one I embossed We Wish You a Merry Christmas from that Merriest Christmas Trees set. And then this one I used one of the flowers, but you can see that the layout is the same. And on this one I used an embossing folder to emboss the background. This one I used the designer paper in a little bit different fashion. This one I flipped it going the other way because I wanted that green. And then I used the flower in the tree, the Christmas tree. This one is a variation of this card, and because it's using those three same pieces, which it'll make sense in a few minutes, and I just did it a little bit different way. So this is the same card, but just using the pieces differently. And then this one, for the florals, I turned it this way and used it landscape, and for this tree, obviously I wanted it to be portrait so that I could highlight the tree. So that's our one sheet wonder and two different ways to use it. And now I will show you how to make it. So these are two 6x6 pieces. Okay. We're going to cut off a 2-inch piece. And we're going to cut that at 3 1/4. We're going to turn it and cut it at 3 1/4. So that's what's going to give us those squares that you see. And I'm just going to lay this out over here. Okay, so now that leaves me 4 inches left, 4 inches by 6 inches. So now I'm going to cut a 4-inch square, which leaves me a 2-inch piece. And this 2-inch piece I'm going to cut into 1 1/2, and then I'm going to have another piece that's going to be 1/2 inch. Okay, and I will lay this out in a second. Okay, and then this is my square, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this corner up at the 1-inch mark and this corner up at the 1-inch mark, and I'm going to cut diagonally, but I'm not cutting diagonally. I'm not cutting this whole piece diagonally. I'm cutting it diagonally at the 1-inch mark. So it's going to give it a little bit different shape. And it'll all make sense in a minute. So when you lay this out, it looks like this after you've cut it. And this particular set, I was going to put some cards together and use that Regal reindeer from last year. I have this piece that I cut last night, and we're going to use that, and I thought we would use the cottage wreath set from last year, which carried over. So I pre-cut a whole bunch of wreaths and pieces, and we'll go from there. I should have brought some ribbon over too. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside, and I will use this later with the reindeer. Okay, and here are our pieces. Okay, and then the other thing that you need, obviously, you need 5 card bases, and then you want 5 pieces of whatever color. And what I may do is, if I want to use a white card base, I've cut different colors of card bases that go with this paper. So I have obviously basic white, I have cherry cobbler, I have old olive and mossy meadow, and then I have cut a stack white card fronts that are 4 inches by 5 1/4. And if I decide not to use a white card front, I will cut one of these in half, and we'll use a white card base instead. Let's get started and put some of these together. So is start with one of these red ones, and I just had my, there it is, bone folder. Okay, and I'm going to do this but I'm not going to attach it yet. Actually, what I'll do is I will attach a piece to the inside. There we go. That's better. Okay, so there's the inside of the card. And we're going to put that aside. And now let's take, oh, I didn't cut this one. Okay. I cut the other one, but I didn't cut this one. So I'm going to bring my cutter back. We're going to set this up at 1 inch and 1 inch. And then we'll cut that. Let's use, what if we use this? And then if we use this one, we have the presents on the bottom and the holly on the top. And then we'll put a wreath over the front. Cut out. And what's really cool about this wreath set is you can stamp the wreaths and cut them out with different colors. I have quite a few wreaths here. Cut the wreaths out and layer them together, and you can do that with different colors so that you get a combination. So for example, this is Mossy Meadow and this is Garden Green. So you can put it like this so they kind of overlap. Okay, I'm going to use this one, which is Old Olive. And line that up here. Okay, and then this one, so what we could do, we can do something like this if we wanted to. We could do something like this. I would have put that one on first if I were going to do that, like that. Or we can do this. So there's many, many different ways you can use these pieces. You just have to play around with them. And what I like about this is with this one, it leaves you this nice area to stamp. So I'm going to get out my Merry Christmas. Put that on a block. And grab my red ink. And let's do this. Okay, I'm just going to stamp this kind of going down at an angle. Like that. This. That's pretty. Oh, I like that. Actually, I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put a wreath over it. Okay. So let's put this on the front. So now what I want to do is I want to add some berries. This looks like a pretty plain wreath to me, so I want to decorate that a little bit and add some berries to it. Let's just stamp berries randomly on here. Also, if you had a stamp set from another set that has small ornaments in it, you could use that too as well. Okay, we'll put that. And then let's put the bow on here. And let's use some dimensionals. So I'm going to use a tiny dimensional for the back of the bow. We'll put that here. We're going to use this on this. And then I'm just going to put this across here. And then you could take a saying and add a saying to the inside. I have Brightest Glow from last year. I'm going to put a couple of these on stamps. this one too. And actually, I think that green kind of gets lost on that. So I'm going to, here we go. I think that's much better. So we've got the Merry Christmas, we've got the wreath, and let's do on the inside, wishing you a season of hope and light. A little bit crooked, but you get the idea. Card number 2. So let's do, okay, so that was on red. Let's use this. This is the Old Olive. And let's use those same 2 pieces. But do it this way, like that. Oops. I should put it on the white first, shouldn't I? It's one of the new ones it's with the All About Autumn stamp set. There isn't, and I don't think that there's a right and a wrong side to this because it kind of half embosses. It does like a, what is that called? A textured, I want to put this one on first. This one needs to go first because it's going to go over that. Okay. Okay, then this one's going to go like this. There we go, like that. A little bit of glue on the back of this and try and offset these a little bit so that you don't see through the leaves. There we go. Like that. Okay, and then I did stamp a bunch of the berries. Okay, let's put this on here. Let's put the ribbon on the bottom. And let's use glue dots. And I have some glue dots that are left from a paper pumpkin kit, so I like to just save these and use these for things like this. It's great what you have when you have your paper pumpkin kits. Okay, so now we're going to pull these off. And so let's put this on here. And I'm going to use the narrow ones, the narrow dimensionals, so that they don't show through the wreath. And let's put that there. And I don't think I want to stamp it in green because we've got lots of green on here. Okay, so I'm going to do Season's Greetings. And then I'm just going to cut that banner. I had the Season's Greetings down here. And of course, we'll put a piece of white on the inside. Which I always do when I'm using a card base that is not that is not white. Okay, there we go. So card 2. So we've used up that 4x4 square, and we finished 2 cards. So let's see here. I'm hesitating to do green because that really makes this whole thing look really, really green. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, which we can do like this, or we can, oh wow. Let's do that. We'll do that one, and then let's do, oh, I have to put it on white, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna put this one this way. And I'm gonna put this one this way. So you could do this with one sheet of 6x6, but you won't get as many cards. You wouldn't get quite as many cards out of it. So I'm going to put this like this. And we've got those same 2 pieces. We're going to put them going this way because we already used that design on that. So I'm trying to flip them around to show you the differences. Okay, so we're going to put that there. And we're going to put this one here, going this way. There we go, like that. This one, I think I'm going to use this wreath, which is stamped with shaded spruce. So it's not quite as green, or it's a little bit different shade of green. Okay. So I'm going to use shaded spruce on that so that it stands out a little bit more, because these I can see are kind of fading in to the background. I should have used different shades of green for that so that they didn't look quite the same. Okay, and here is one. I will use that. Okay, and let's put these on dimensionals. And where our berries go? There's our berries. Okay, there we go. And let's put some white cards in this side. Let's do a Merry Christmas. And this is cherry cobbler ink that I'm using. Okay, and so now what I would do is, what can we put on the front here to add some more zip to this? We've got that. I've got some bows. And then we will do some more decorating. And these next two, I'm going to use white for my card base. And I'm trying to decide, should I use this? No, that's going to get lost. Okay, I'm going to use red for the layer. Okay, so we're going to do that there and like this. Okay, so we've got left these two pieces, these pieces, and this piece. So what I did with the other cards was, or one of them, I went like this, and then that's going to be too much red. I can't flip that. I could do that, and I could do this, and that would work. And then do this going across. Or do that going across, okay? And then if I do this, and then that, but I would have to, let me grab a scrap of white and let's outline that a little bit, like that. Okay, we'll trim that. It's like this. And then we'll put that across. And let's do this. We'll put this across. Okay. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this across here. Like this. I'm leaving just a tiny smidge of the red showing. And this one I'm going to put across like this. Same thing. I'm going to leave a tiny little smidge of the red showing. And I need to trim these just a little bit. So when you have pieces hanging over like this, it's easy to just take your scissors and kind of trim along. Use the edge of that layer as the guide. Okay, and then let's do this. Or we could do this. Do we like that better? I actually think I like that better. Okay, and then I'm going to put that green is going to be way too, okay. We're going to stamp a wreath that is not a typical color. So what would a non-typical colored wreath look like? Here's our little tray. Okay, so I've got white ink and white embossing powder, so let's do this. We're going to try two different greens. We've got garden green and we've got old olive. And I'm going to stamp in white. And then we will emboss this. So this is just embossing paste. Okay, do that again. I'm tired of the green. I'm tired of the green on the green on the green and the red. And it's not even October yet. Ugh. Okay, so I'm just going to, I will be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I have stamped one with garden green and one with old olive with white ink, and I have embossed them. So let's see how that looks. And I think we're gonna like that. I'm gonna like that much better. I know I definitely will like it much better. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one together. So these two have the same pieces, they're just reversed. There we go. So this is going to go like this. Okay, and then this will go across like this. Or we can put it down. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put that on like that. And let's grab some red beads. Okay, so these two I'm going to decorate a little bit differently. Instead of putting a stamped bow on it, I'm going to make a bow using this ribbon. And I have, these are the In Color, this is last year's In Colors. So this is Sweet Sorbet. And let's put these on first. So we want some dimensionals. Okay, so let's put that on like that. And I'm going to put that one across like that. Okay. And let's use these Sweet Sorbet. Two, three. Put some on this one. So when you start to put something together and it's an idea that you have and you're not sure about it, you never know. You can always add embellishments or something like that to enhance it a little bit. Actually, let me put that on there. Move that up. Okay, and then let's put down here on this one. We'll put some of that. Okay, and now I'm going to make 2 little bows. Where did my ribbon scissors go? They're, of course, on the other table. Okay, so there's one bow. The rain sounds like a drum beating over here. It's crazy. Okay, and then I can put this. Actually, if you wanted to, you could take a marker and color this red as well to make it red and black check. I'm going to use a tiny, one of the small dimensionals on the back of this to hold it down. Let me put that over there. Okay, so there's one, and let's do a second one. So I like to do the 2 bunny ears method for tying bows, and then I kind of straighten it out as I go. For some reason that method works best for me. And everybody's got their own way to do things. Okay, and let's put this one on this side. Not sure that I'm crazy about the black and vanilla ribbon with this red and green pattern, but it's something a little bit different. Okay, there we go. So now we've got these. So I'm going to there's those, there's these, there's these. So actually this is 6 cards, not 5. Why did I say 5 before? I'm not sure why I said 5. Okay, and where did my little things go? I'm going to add some more bling. These cards need bling, sorry. Looks a little bit better to me with a little bling on it. Okay, and this one is still very crooked. Oh my gosh. Take away my stamping license. Okay, there we go. That's better. Maybe. It's better until I turn it. It looks crooked the other way. go. So let's do some of the Parakeet Party down here. I wanted to say Lemon Lime Twist. It's a shade lighter than Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, there we go. So there is 6 cards made with, and how did I get 6 when I only had 5 before on the others? I don't know. Anyway, okay. There are 6 cards made with the Cottage Wreath set, and then the new paper, and I'm trying to remember the name of the paper. It's the Shining Christmas paper on the online exclusives. So, I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my mailing list. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a good rest of the week.